A massive internal earthquake just completely devastated the dugout of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the epicenter is a terrifying explosion of pure anger from Shohei Ohtani. We have never seen the Japanese phenomenon react like this. Dave Roberts just made the most disastrous tactical decision of the entire season during a literal life-or-death moment on the baseball field. The manager stepped out of the shadows and completely ruined a critical game. He threw away an entire series victory against a brutal rival because of his obsessive fear of medical risks. Is Dave Roberts actively destroying the championship hopes of his own team because he is too scared to let his superstar actually play the game? And how will this terrifying physical outburst from Ohtani permanently alter the chemistry inside the clubhouse? Before we expose the brutal reality of the exact kinetic failure that just happened on the dirt, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss our breaking MLB coverage. The entire baseball world needs to see the absolute truth behind this massive Los Angeles meltdown. Look past the safe medical excuses Dave Roberts offered to the press. We need to look directly at the pure kinetic reality of what actually took place on the grass. Shohei Ohtani is a competitor who operates on raw athletic instinct and dominant physical rhythm. He does not play baseball on a computer screen. But Dave Roberts manages the team with a medical spreadsheet. The manager is absolutely obsessed with biometric data and heart rate monitors. He looks at a digital tablet and decides when a player is tired based on artificial algorithms. This extreme obsession with load management just caused the most catastrophic collision of philosophies in modern baseball history. When you interrupt the swinging rhythm of a generational hitter, you do not just lose a single at-bat. You completely destroy the offensive structure of the entire team, and you fracture the trust of your best player. The situation on the field was the ultimate high-pressure environment. The bases were completely loaded in the final innings of a grueling dogfight. The dirt around the home plate was torn up. The opposing pitcher was sweating heavily on the mound and completely losing his command. His fastball velocity was dropping drastically. His slider was hanging flat over the middle of the plate. He was absolutely terrified because he knew who was waiting for him. Shohei Ohtani was standing in the on-deck circle taking his practice swings. Every single person in the stadium could feel the extreme tension. The biomechanics of Ohtani were absolutely locked in that night. His timing was perfect. His hips were firing with maximum rotational force. His exit velocity throughout the entire series was completely destroying the opposing pitching staff. The kinetic chain in his swing was a flawless transfer of violent energy from his lower body straight through his torso and into the heavy wooden bat. He was ready to deliver the final lethal blow to win the series. But right at the absolute peak of the tension, the unthinkable happened. Dave Roberts walked up the steps of the dugout and stopped the entire game. The manager applied his strict load management protocol at the exact worst possible second. He walked over and took the bat directly out of the hands of the most dangerous hitter on the planet. Dave Roberts replaced Ohtani with a cold bench player who had not swung a bat all night. The manager did this just to protect the physical health and the biometric data of his superstar. And the immediate result was an absolute tactical catastrophe. The ultimate physical threat was suddenly eliminated by the manager of the Dodgers himself. The replacement player stepped into the box with zero kinetic rhythm. He swung late at 3 incredibly weak pitches and struck out. The Los Angeles Dodgers lost the game and the series in the most humiliating way possible. The immediate blowback inside the dugout was terrifying. This was not just a lost baseball game on a Tuesday night. It was a direct and unforgivable betrayal of the legendary competitive fire of Shohei Ohtani. You could see the pure, unfiltered fury in his eyes when the coaching staff ordered him to sit down. He violently threw his batting helmet against the bench. He paced back and forth in the confined space, like a wild animal trapped in a cage. The kinetic rhythm he spent hours building in the batting cage was completely shattered by a lifeless spreadsheet decision. The Los Angeles Dodgers are fighting a brutal war in the month of May, and they desperately needed this series victory to maintain their momentum. But instead of letting his ultimate weapon secure the win, the manager chose to surrender to the medical staff. Every single player sitting in that dugout watched Dave Roberts flinch under the massive pressure, and they watched Shohei Ohtani explode in frustration. This singular moment of tactical cowardice just fractured the entire foundation of the Los Angeles roster. Tell me down in the comments if you think a manager should ever take the bat away from his best player in a clutch situation. Does Dave Roberts deserve to lose his job for this terrible decision? But the visible anger of Shohei Ohtani inside the dugout is just the beginning of a much deeper tactical nightmare for the Los Angeles Dodgers. When a manager refuses to trust his absolute best player in a life or death moment, the rest of the lineup completely loses their fighting spirit. The other hitters look around the bench and wonder why they should believe in it themselves if the manager does not even believe in the greatest talent alive. This creates a terrifying chain reaction of psychological collapse. And look at the massive advantage this gave to the opposing defense. The opposing pitcher was absolutely terrified just moments before. He was sweating heavily and missing the strike zone because he knew the Japanese superstar was waiting for a fastball. The pressure was crushing his lungs. But the exact moment Dave Roberts pulled Ohtani out of the game, the opposing pitcher felt a massive wave of relief. The psychological pressure completely vanished into thin air. The pitcher confidently attacked the strike zone with his slider because the biggest physical threat was eliminated by the Dodgers themselves. Dave Roberts accidentally handed the ultimate psychological weapon directly to the enemy. He tried to play a safe game of baseball, but he ended up surrendering his biggest weapon without a single fight. This red team simulation shows the devastating reality of modern baseball management. You cannot win championships by playing scared. We have to analyze the biomechanical disaster of the replacement player who was forced to take the at-bat. He stepped into the box with stiff legs and absolutely zero rhythm. His kinetic chain was completely frozen by the sudden pressure. When the opposing pitcher threw a 98-mile-per-hour fastball, the replacement player simply could not react in time. His hips rotated late. His hands dragged through the zone. The bat speed was incredibly slow compared to the violent rotational force that Ohtani generates. Dave Roberts traded the most explosive swing in baseball for a weak and hesitant physical reaction. This kind of defensive mindset infects the entire roster and destroys the aggressive identity of the team. The opposing catchers are laughing behind their masks because they know Dave Roberts will eventually panic and remove his best hitter. While the Los Angeles Dodgers are busy suffocating themselves with strict risk management rules, the atmosphere on the East Coast is completely different. Look at Aaron Boone and the New York Yankees. Aaron Boone never holds Aaron Judge back from a critical moment. When the game is on the line in the ninth inning, Aaron Judge is always standing in the batter box ready to do massive damage. The Yankees allow their captain to swing the heavy wooden bat with absolute freedom and terrifying power. They do not care about load management when a crucial series is on the line. They want to violently crush their opponents into the dirt. This absolute freedom allows Aaron Judge to hit massive home runs and dominate the American League. His lower body mechanics are unleashed. He drives his back foot into the dirt and transfers massive amounts of energy through his shoulders. The ruthless aggression of the New York Yankees exposes the cowardly tactics currently poisoning the Los Angeles Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani sees these incredible highlights every single night on the stadium monitors. He watches his biggest rival swing freely against elite closers, while he is forced to sit on the bench and watch a minor league replacement player strike out on 3 pitches. The frustration is reaching an absolute boiling point, because Ohtani knows he can match the exit velocity of Judge if the manager simply lets him play the game. The sheer destructive power of the Yankees is the ultimate reflection of what the Dodgers are missing right now. The power shift in baseball is happening because New York plays to win, while Los Angeles plays not to lose. Every single time Judge violently connects with a fastball, it serves as a painful reminder of the handcuffs placed on Ohtani. The Yankees are building a dynasty on pure kinetic dominance, while the Dodgers are reading medical charts. The Los Angeles Dodgers are officially pushed to the absolute breaking point of the season. Dave Roberts is standing on a very dangerous edge right now. He is rapidly losing the respect and the trust of his locker room. The players are whispering behind his back. The manager must make a final and decisive choice about his leadership style moving forward. Will Dave Roberts finally step back and unleash the athletic monster that is Shohei Ohtani, or will his obsessive need for medical control permanently shut the door on a World Series title? You cannot put a tight leash on the greatest baseball player of this generation and expect to win massive championships in October. The front office needs to intervene immediately before this tactical cowardice ruins the entire season. October baseball does not reward teams that play scared. It rewards the brave and the violent. What do you think about this massive dugout explosion? Will Dave Roberts ruin the season by benching Ohtani in critical moments, or is the manager making the right choice to protect his physical health? Let me know your brutal opinion in the comments below. And make sure you hit subscribe right now so you never miss the next explosive update from the Los Angeles clubhouse.